You live the right life, but somehow something feels completely wrong. This is no weakness. It is simply the most honest question of your entire life. A dog gives you the answer, every single morning, before you even open your eyes. That might sound a little strange, but it is actually the absolute truth. Imagine this. Thomas, 48, gets up in the morning and feels absolutely nothing. No appetite for the day, no clear goal, no desire, he is just functioning. He walks tiredly into the bathroom. Max, his golden retriever, follows him, tail wagging. Not because something happened, but simply because Thomas got up again today. That alone is enough. You got up, and I am very happy about it. In this tiny moment, something happens that is much bigger than expected. Thomas smiles slightly, not because everything is different, but because someone is happy. This tiny smile at 7 in the morning is really the beginning of everything. Why does this dog save exactly what other people can no longer save? Midlife is an orientation point, but for many men also a great point of shock. You have achieved what you wanted, or maybe not. Both are often heavy. Exactly this leads to this difficult question that you never actually planned for. What is all this for? What remains in the end? What really matters today? These deep questions have no quick answers, but the dog questions them entirely. He never does it with words, but every day with his genuine behavior. In this phase of life, you often lose the feeling of truly being needed by someone. Children become independent, work becomes routine, partners often have their own worlds. You are physically there, but that important feeling of relevance slowly fades away. This is exactly where your dog comes in. He does this literally, not just symbolically. He depends on you daily, biologically, quite real and never in a bad sense. He needs fresh food, enough exercise, attention, and he needs exactly you for that. He doesn't need your smart colleague. He doesn't need your app. Just you. This concrete knowledge that I am absolutely necessary here acts like pure oxygen. It's not about big careers. It's not about high taxes paid to society. But about this. This creature needs me today, and I am simply there for him. This is really no small thing. This is a real, daily and practical purpose. According to psychologists, this daily meaning is often much more powerful than the great meaning of life. Because it's there every single morning, independent of all other external circumstances. Because everything starts with the dog, and this meaning often carries you through the day. The midlife phase is often physically hard because daily motivation fluctuates very strongly. You move much less. You sit more and ponder more often than you walk. The dog breaks this harmful pattern. Daily, inevitably and always without any discussion. The morning walk is never optional. Going out briefly is simply no longer debatable. This daily, forced and sometimes completely unromantic movement has a very strongly proven effect. It helps against depression, against constant brooding and the oppressive feeling of stagnation. Not because walking is magical, but because constant stagnation is extremely toxic for the mind. Your dog does not allow stagnation. Every day there is a reason to go out. But it goes much deeper than you might have ever suspected before. Dog owners in their midlife crisis very often report something truly special. The dog gives them back exactly what this phase of life is slowly taking from them. He brings back the valuable ability to marvel at very simple things again. A dog marvels at almost everything. At rain, at leaves, at a small puddle. He lives completely in the now. Not in the past and not in the future. Whoever walks every day with someone who lives like this, slowly learns it too. Not through expensive meditation, but through a simple dog on a wet morning walk. You suddenly smell the air again. You see the light. You feel the moment. For this one brief moment, you are outside in your body and not in your head. This little break from constant brooding is exactly what you are missing the most right now. This is the moment that makes everything appear in a completely different light. Many psychologists confirm that this simple grounding can immediately calm the central nervous system noticeably. It is this pure presence that temporarily silences all complex questions of midlife. Thomas notices after a few weeks how this morning routine slowly changes him inside. The dark thoughts in the morning become fewer because Max immediately demands his undivided attention. It is impossible to feel worthless when someone looks at you so joyfully. This form of unconditional love has otherwise become extremely rare in the adult world. Nobody expects great achievements from you here. You don't have to be successful or attractive. You just have to be present. That is all that matters to him in the world. And that often heals this deep inner emptiness better than many other well-intentioned advices. Maybe you have felt this with your own dog in similar moments too. He seems to know exactly when you need this silent but strong support the most. He comes to you exactly when you actually just want to be alone for yourself. He rests his head on your leg and breaks through your isolation with this warm touch. In this moment, all worries about the future and all mistakes of the past disappear immediately. There is only you and him, right here in this one quiet, perfect moment. He shows you anew every single day how to take life a little easier again. This is no abstract theory. This is lived practice, every single day with your dog. You thought you had to save him, give him a good and safe home. In reality, he saves you by giving you back this lost inner structure. That is the great secret of the bond between man and dog in this difficult time. He demands nothing you cannot give. He gives everything he has himself. Every look from him honestly confirms to you that you are exactly right the way you are. You never have to pretend or appear strong in front of him when you are weak. He accepts your weaknesses without any judgment and simply stays unconditionally by your side. That is why this bond is such a strong emotional anchor for many people in midlife. It gives us back the hold we often lose in the complex modern world. Do you remember what I said at the very beginning of this video? You live your life, but somehow something felt fundamentally wrong and very empty anyway. Now you know what your loyal dog answers to this heavy question every single day. Not with deep philosophies, not with smart advice, only with his pure, genuine presence. He is already there in the morning before you have decided who you actually want to be today. Perhaps exactly this is the best answer to the most difficult questions in our complex life. It is not always about what remains. It is about who is right there right now. If this answer is your dog, then you have never truly been lost in life. You might have just forgotten for a while who you actually are deep down inside. He reminds you of it daily, very quietly and secretly, without even knowing it himself. I sometimes wonder, what would your dog have said to you today if he really could?